Hello, good morning, and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting that we may be gathering throughout the show as well, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander.
I'm Me Cleaver.
And you are you. Today is Moon's Day, also known as Monday, July 18th, 2022. Starting us off in the year 64, the Great Fire of Rome began under the Emperor Nero.
Great fire, huh?
Yeah, they blamed it on the Christians and everything, and then they used that all as a whole thing against Christians.
So politics.
Yeah, politics, okay. Essentially. So, actually, remember that one video, I showed you a while ago? The one about, I don't want to get into specifics on video.
No.
But, there's a theory as to why Nero did this, and there's a whole thing up to it and all that stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, doing a significant time jump from the year 64 to 1290, King Edward I ordered the expulsion of Jews from England. This edict will remain in place for 350 years. So no Jews in England.
Wow. Now, I never knew that.
Yep. Because they are enemies of the Christians,
Yeah.
And remember, I told you yesterday, they're Catholic. They were Roman Catholic, until 1500 or whatever. So
I didn't know they expelled Jews. Okay.
Everybody has. Actually, I looked into it. There's been over 100, close to 110 countries over the course of history that have expelled Jews.
I know.
And
I know. It's amazing how the Jews have been.
Well, it's not not every ass kicking comes out of the sky.
Well, that's for sure.
So with that said, Anyway, 1323, Pope John the 22nd proclaimed theologian Thomas Aquinas as saint in Avignon. All right, this guy kind of looks like Friar Tuck a little bit, except he has a little poof right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird way to bald, he must have shaved some of it, but still. Anyway, jumping on up into 1334, the Bishop of Florence blessed the first foundation stone of the new Campanile, the bell tower of the Florence Cathedral, designed by the artist Giotto di Bondone. Interesting. 1696, Tsar Peter I's fleet occupied Azov at the mouth of the Don River. Alright. 1864, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln asked for 500,000 volunteers for military service. This about a year prior to the outbreak of the Civil War.
Yeah.
And I was actually watching something about that the other day. The man who started the Civil War. There's this whole thing that happened in Kentucky in some town that got massacred. The feds had to come in and it was crazy. And then he on his execution he even said that the world will not go back to normal until blood is spilled. And then almost as a prophecy, about a year after that, the Civil War came out. At one point, war is inevitable. It happened in the Civil War, it happened with the Revolution. At some point, if one side just absolutely refuses, any form of,
their way or the highway.
Yeah, exactly. Any form of what's the word I'm trying to find? Well, negotiations, but what's the word I'm trying? Compromise. Thank you. If they can't find any form of compromise, their way or the highway, then then you have to.
You're left with no choice.
And look at today's world,
A mess, no question.
Yeah. Anyway, 1914, Gandhi left South Africa after successfully leading campaigns of passive resistance.
See, there you go, passive resistance.
Yeah, but didn't he have to?
A hero to mankind.
Yeah, but he had to endure a lot of violence, didn't he?
He endured a tremendous amount of pain and suffering.
Yeah. See, at one point, suffering must be done. What was the quote? Every so often, the tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of patriots and tyrants alike. So,
It makes you change that scenario.
Well, the humanity as a genome needs to change. That's the problem.
Maybe we'll evolve. some point.
Well, 5,000 years, we're still doing the same shit, and don't give your hopes up. 1921, Babe Ruth achieved 139 home runs and becomes the all-time home run leader in Major League Baseball, taking the title from Roger Connor. Whoever that guy was. Oh, here we go.
Do you know who took the title from Babe Ruth?
What was his face? McGuire or something?
No, Hank Aaron.
Oh, I don't know these people.
I'm just giving you some trivia. Moving on.
All right. 1925, silly mustache man from Austria, Adolf Hitler, published Mein Kampf. The original title was the catchy 4.5 years of struggle against lies, stupidity, and cowardice. Hey, so today's the day it got published. Great. 2 years later, 1927, Ty Cobb's 4,000th MLB career hit occurred.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
4,000.
Yeah.
1936, Charles Lucky Lucanio was sentenced to 30 to 50 years in state prison, a New York City gangster.
What did that Italiano do?
1936 as well, during the Spanish Civil War, General Francisco Franco issued a manifesto and led an uprising in the Spanish army stationed in Morocco. Yeah. Oops, wrong way. Uh-oh. 1938.
Good when you got an airplane there.
1938, Douglas Wrongway Corrigan arrived in Ireland after a 28-hour flight, supposedly leaving New York, flying for California. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Whoops.
Oh, that is funny.
That's an oopsie.
Wow. What's all this water?
Am I flying over the Great Lakes? Like,
Yeah.
Am I off course? Yeah, you are, buddy.
Wrong way, Corrigan.
Oh, my God. Left for California, arrived in Ireland. Good Lord.
Wow.
Go!
I turned the wrong way.
Oh. I took the wrong left at Albuquerque.
Head west, young man.
Yeah.
Really?
1940, Democratic Convention nominated FDR for a third term. You know, what if he just got a really good tailwind and he just, like, you know, he was going the right way, he just overshot it, you know?
Wow, you wonder how he had enough fuel to get across the Atlantic.
That must have been frightening. I mean, like, how do you fuck that up?
I don't know. That's what's so funny. I have no idea. Wrong way, Corrigan. I love it.
Yeah. Poor guy. 1947, King George VI signed Indian Independence Act. All right. That has to be for India. So, you know, granting India the state, you know, as...
Independent.
Yeah. Okay, good. 1951, Jersey Joe Walcott, at the age of 37, became the oldest to win a heavyweight champion.
Oh.
Cool.
37. Yeah, that's pretty... I mean, in 19 what?
So 1951.
Yeah.
So I still have like a year and change.
You can get a shot at it.
Yeah.
You can get a shot at the title.
If I train really hard and commit myself, but let's face it, it's not going to happen.
Oh, it's not going to happen. I'll guarantee that. Train and work hard isn't going to happen.
I know. That's why I'm saying, like, you know, don't even, like, you know, start. It's not going to. 1959, The Nun Story, based on the novel by Catherine Hume, starring Audrey Hepburn, premiered in Los Angeles.
Big time star.
1962, Minnesota Twins Bob Allison and Harmon Killebrew hit grand slams in first inning, and Harmon Killebrew connected in a club record 11-run first inning.
Well, I remember Harmon Killebrew. Not the other guy.
Bob Allison.
Don't remember.
How are they twins? You know, like, were they?
No. They played for the Twins.
Oh, okay.
Minnesota
So that's the
Twins.
name of the
Of the
team.
team.
I thought they were. So I'm sitting here trying, like, you know, I'm reading. I'm trying to think, like, is one of them female? Did they marry and change their last name? Like, you know, are they estranged twins? You know, they got separated at birth. You know, because of
Wow, the
adoption.
whole story went
like,
through that.
Like, yeah, I'm sitting here reading, and my brain's doing that in the background at the same time. It's like, how the fuck? 1968, the Intel Corporation was founded in Santa Clara, California. Oh, well, that's interesting.
Intel, what year?
1968.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it is right now.
Yeah. 1 year later, in 1969, the Joe Nama agreed to sell an interest in Bachelors 3 to stay in NFL. All right. 365 more days later, in 1970, Willie Mays, once again not to be confused with Billy Mays, became the 10th baseball player to get 3,000 hits. Oh, I'll tell you that it's that guy that reminds me, you know, of you trying to find your glasses.
Just a side note, Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays were the first two players in the Major League Baseball to get paid $100,000
Dang,
each.
that's impressive.
Yeah. Headline news in the sports section.
Yeah. 1971, the 58th Tour de France, Eddy Merckx of Belgium won the third straight Tour General classification, as well as points and combination categories. And I know how I pronounce that name. I'm just
Eddie who?
Eddy Merckx. I mean, like, what do you do with CK and X?
I don't know.
You know, it's the same. You go Merck, you know, like no, you go Merck. Yeah.
What nationality spells like
I
that?
don't freaking well, Belgium,
Belgium, yeah, there you go.
So I guess Belgianese. I don't. 1972, Egyptian President Anwar Sadat threw out 20,000 Russian military aids.
Yeah.
Dang.
Big. Yes, that was huge. Huge. Turn to the west. U.S.
No, like what? 20,000. That's a lot. What are they doing? Like, that's an invasion force. Like.
No, they were invited in. They were stationed there, just like we stationed people.
Oh, okay. So he threw out an entire military presence.
Yeah. And
okay.
He was tied to Russia, and he booted them out and turned to the west.
Yeah. Also in 1972, leader of the British Labour Party, Harold Wilson, held a meeting with representatives of the Irish Republican Army. I'll have to tell you the story off camera, but I have an indirect connection with the IRA.
Yeah?
Yeah. Someone I know knows someone who is a former IRA member, and they kicked him out for being too extreme.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like, and this, there's some crazy stuff that happened. Anyway, moving on up into 1980, Billy Joel's Glass Houses album topped U.S. charts featuring It's Still Rock and Roll to Me.
Billy Joel, yeah.
He kind of, trying to figure out who he kind of looks like.
Looks like Billy Joel.
Well, yeah. No,
oh,
really?
Wait a minute.
I wonder why. No, he kind of looks like who, man, who's that guy with the voice? Hold on a second. What was his name? Space Capital. Tim Curry. He looks like a fat Tim Curry, slightly.
Who's Tim Curry? I'm not ringing a bell. The
Here.
name does, but
Let me bring that up here. Tim Curry. Images. This guy.
oh, okay, that guy, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
like here.
That's a bit of a stretch.
I mean, like a bit of a fat, older
Yeah.
Tim Curry.
The smiles are similar.
Yeah, but
Very
he
similar.
has the beard, the hair, and everything.
Yeah, but the eyes are way different. But the smile is similar, very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like an older, fatter Tim Curry, you know. I don't know. Anyway, moving on up into 1982, British Open men's golf at the Royal Troon. What the hell is a Troon?
It's a golf. I don't know what it's the name of the golf club. Troon, I guess it's not describing something.
Anyway, U.S. Tom Watson won his fourth Open championship, one stroke clear of Peter Ustiterios and Nick Price. 2 years later, in 1984, Walter Mondale won the Democratic Party presidential nomination in San Francisco.
Yeah, he did.
Mondale, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was vice president.
Like wasn't he a newscaster? Or is that
No.
some other? Like, there's a last name that sounds like Mondale or something.
Okay.
Walter Cronkite? That does not sound anything near to Mondale.
I was going by something there. I was tying in.
I don't know.
Walter. I don't know. I'm going to give you something.
I don't know. Anyway, 1987, New York Yanks Don Mattingly tied for record of home runs in 8 Cons games. Cons? What's cons? Consecutive. Okay. Mike Tyson. 1991. I probably shouldn't make fun of him. He can track me down and kill me. 1991. Mike Tyson met Miss Black America contestants.
Did you see him beat the hell out of somebody on the airplane not too long ago?
Oh God.
Why wouldn't you back off of Mike Tyson? He forced him into it.
Wow. Yeah. Seriously.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't care how old he is.
Yeah.
Or out
No.
of shape. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. No. Like he still has the training. You know.
Yeah.
He won't hit as hard, but he knows where to hit. You know. 2 years later, 1993, Afghan President Ishaq Khan and Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif resigned. All right. Also, 1 year later, 1994, Kiss from a Rose, released by Seal, later to win the Grammy Record of the Year and Song of the Year. And that was actually used at the ending of Batman Forever.
Oh, yeah?
Kissed by a rose on a plane, or something like that. Like, it's very calming and very unfitting for Batman.
Give me that one more time, would you?
No. 1995, Dreams from My Father, a memoir by Barack Obama, was published by Times Books. Yeah, fucking Kenyan. 2004, 12th ESPY Awards, Lance Armstrong and Diana Taurasi win.
Did you just say that the other day? Something like that.
Yeah, well, this was the 12th, the awards,
Okay.
much like Wimbledon, they're not all hosted at the same time. I mean, what do you want to bet? We're still going to get a Wimbledon today at some point.
Yeah, we
might.
could.
We're 2004 now, but we might.
Getting kind of late.
Yeah. But look, poor Lance, cyclist and drug cheat.
I know. That's why I remember
dragging that guy under the bus.
How many people have, especially in Tour de France or all those athletes, just to compete, you pretty much had to do that.
No, I remember hearing something like after they tested Lance, they tested others, and then they went all the way down the line. 12 some odd people after him, they all tested. They had to, the first place was the 15th person after the line, because everybody before was disqualified. It's madness.
Pretty prevalent.
Yeah.
In cycling.
I mean,
look at the endurance you need. So.
Look at what happened to baseball with
I'm not justifying it. It's wrong, but.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at what happened in baseball. In the early '90s and stuff. Barry Bonds and everything. Remember the guy who kept whacking homer after homer. Big arms the size of tree trunks. That's not normal.
I'm trying to think of the guy's name. You're right.
Mark McGuire.
McGuire. Yeah.
Okay.
Mark McGuire. Good pull.
Yeah.
Excellent pull. And that was baseball. Holy cow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but obviously he's doping up, and
then you see earlier pictures of him in baseball.
Yeah, he's half the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just, an athlete.
Yeah.
Nothing particular.
But I mean, it became endemic. It became so part of everything that they had to go back to the 50s for accurate records.
I can't remember if they ever found Sammy Sosa, who just
the black guy.
Hispanic.
Yeah. Well,
Cuban.
He has an afro thing, right?
I don't think so.
Hold on, Sammy Sosa.
But he had a ton of home runs. He was around the McGuire era too.
Well, then who's the baseball player who had the fro? I distinctly remember a hat and he has poof coming out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Baseball player with afro, whatever. This guy. I thought this guy was Sammy Sosa. Oscar Gamble. Okay. Yeah, see, that. Look at that. Big old fro. Yeah, so he has the hat and the poof, coming out.
Hat and the poof.
That should show you how much or how little I know about baseball. It was just nothing.
That sounds like a hat and a cat or something. Hat and a cat. It sounds like some kind of whimsical kids book.
Hat and the hat.
Hat and the poof.
Hat and the poof. Anyway, 2004 British Open men's golf. We already did that. No. Yeah, Royal Troon. Here we go again with the Troon.
Yeah.
Well, no.
We did that.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently it wasn't memorable. No, maybe we did.
No, the Troon was up here, right?
We were just talking baseball, Sammy Sosa.
Okay.
So I don't remember. Okay. Oh, go ahead, read it.
Well, 2004 British Open men's golf at Royal Troon. U.S. Todd Hamilton won his only major title, defeating 2002 champion Ernie Els of South Africa by a stroke in a 4-hole playoff. Yeah, I didn't read that before.
No.
We said Troon earlier, but
Yeah.
2012.
Club name.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un was officially appointed supreme leader of North Korea and given the rank of marshal in the Korean People's Army. Not a good guy. Well, because of him and his family and all the people that support him, that through fear. Anyway, 2018, Cliff Richard won privacy case against the BBC, which stands for British Broadcasting Company, not the other BBC, which you don't have a clue about, which is good. You're still innocent. Hold on to your ignorance. This is weird. I feel like an adult talking to a child. Praise your childhood. Stay there forever. For the love of God. Cliff Richard won. I already read that. Oh yeah, no, he won a privacy case against the BBC for reporting he was being investigated over historic child sexual assaults. Ooh,
not good.
That's not good. 2018 as well. Elon Musk apologized for calling British cab driver in Thai rescue pedo guy after widespread criticism and fall in Tesla stock price. Why the hell would he say that?
I don't know. I don't know the backstory to it at all. So
caver diver in Thai rescue. Okay, so he called a British caver diver, so a spelunker, a caver, you know, in specifically subterranean, submerged caves. So he's diving in caves.
Okay.
So that's extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
So it happened in Thailand. So I'm just reading from here, and I'm assuming based off of these pieces. So there was a cave rescue happening in Thailand.
Yeah, I remember that. All those kids that got in there and that rain and flooded and trapped.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big story. I do remember that.
So at one point, for whatever reason, and I never heard of this, but Elon Musk called one of the rescuers a pedo guy.
To rescue kids. That is sick. That is sick. You're rescuing kids' lives.
I hope your reason is not the reason. Like, no, there must be something else. Like, maybe there's a picture of him, like, looking at the kid inappropriately. I don't know. There has to be more context to this.
At him and called him a name.
I don't know. I don't like Elon Musk at all, but I wouldn't put him to do that.
People call people bad names because they're mad at him and they want to say something hurtful. That's what bad names are.
Yeah, but why would he be mad at somebody rescuing?
We don't know. We don't know.
That's what I'm saying. There's more context.
Fill in the gaps here.
Yeah. Well, we can look it up, but we're not. So we're just So anyway, let's just move on to 2020. Just 2 years ago, Indian actor Amitabh Bachchan and his son Abhishek were hospitalized with COVID-19 in Mumbai. Yeah, sure. COVID-19 my rear end.
I wonder what it sounded like when they read his chart. Okay, this is who?
Actually, you want to see something crazy? Hold on a second. Newscaster says long name. Here we go.
Now today we had a big contrast in temperature across the UK, just 12 degrees over coastal parts of eastern England with cloudy skies, but in the sunshine in northwest Wales at RAF Mona, just up the road from Llanfair Pwllgwyn, Gellgogera Quindrobol, Llantysilio Gogogoch, the temperature got to 21
That's an actual name of the city.
Wow.
He just...
He rehearsed that, baby. He got it. He nailed it. I got to give him kudos.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Anyway, in 2021, just last year, British Open men's golf. Hey, we did not have a Wimbledon. High five.
It's too late in the year. Wimbledon's been done every year by this state.
Royal St. George's Golf Club, U.S. Colin Morikawa became first male in history to win his debut at two separate major events. The 2020 PGA Championship defeated Jordan Spieth by 2 strokes. Or Spieth. Whatever that name is. Anyway, before we move on into births and deaths, were there any articles that grabbed your attention,
Well, the one that stands out, obviously, is Wrong Way.
Wrong way.
That's the topic of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you? This isn't California. No, laddie, you're in Ireland. What? You want to talk about your brain imploding, right there. Just have a meltdown on the tarmac. Oh my God. But also the Great Fire of Rome, under Nero and everything.
Seriousness.
And Abraham Lincoln asking for 500,000 volunteers, for
that's pretty
Civil
ironic
War.
in today's view.
Yeah.
We have how many million-man army?
Well, we have a standing army.
And that's a dark day right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Oh well, the Mein Kampf published. Yeah. Anyway, moving on into births and deaths, starting us off in the year of 1635, we have Robert Hooke, was an English scientist of micrographia, born on Isle of Wight, England, dying in 1703. What is micrographia? Let's check this out here. The hat and the poof. Micrographia, or some physiological descriptions of minute bodies made by magnifying glasses, with observations and inquiries thereon, is a historically significant book by Robert Hooke and his observations through various lenses. So he was looking at things with magnifying glasses and stuff. Well, that's interesting. Then we have W.G. Grace in 1848. He was an English cricket all-rounder and captain. 22 tests, 54,896 runs over a record 44 first-class sessions. Gloucestershire, born in Bristol, England, dying in 1915. This guy looks like a boxer.
Yeah,
or something.
doesn't he? He sure does.
Like, yeah.
Cricket.
Yeah.
With that, nothing about cricket.
That big beard. 1887, Vidkun Quisling, Norwegian Minister of Defense and Prime Minister from 1942 through 45, born in Frisdale, Norway, dying in 1945. Prime Minister of Norway and Nazi collaborator. Okay.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so that's why he died in 45. Good. 1890.
Yeah, well, that's a good point, isn't it? I wonder how old he was.
1887 through 1945. So he was at least 45 years old.
Well, no, even more than that. Another
that's what I'm saying.
Years.
That's why I said another at least 45.
Yeah. So
and now let's
59,
add
8, something like that.
45 plus 13 equals 55. 58. He was 58.
That's what I just said.
Oh.
But you got there. I'm proud of you.
Well, you know.
Doesn't say how he died, though, does it? You know.
Well, I can look into it.
No. Young enough to say, oops.
1895, George Machine Gun Kelly, Giorgio Barnes, was a American gangster born in Memphis, Tennessee, dying in 1954.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly. And here I was thinking it was just the name of a band, but I always knew that it was like a gangster or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a band called Machine Gun Kelly, or maybe it's his art. Maybe it's an artist or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Nelson Mandela, born on this date in 1918, South African anti-apartheid activist and a political prisoner from 1962 through 90, who became president of South Africa in 1994 until 1999. Born in Mvezo, Umtatu, South Africa, dying in 2013. Oh,
hey, happy birthday!
Happy birthday, my friend. He's a friend to all, you know.
Yeah, mankind.
John Glenn. Hey, 1921, U.S. astronaut, the first United States citizen to orbit the Earth, but not the first human, unfortunately. And he was a politician. He was a senator for the Democratic Party in Ohio. Born in Cambridge, Ohio, dying in 2016.
I didn't realize he had died.
That's interesting. They took a picture of him when he's old in his old spacesuit.
Yeah.
I hope he's not going to space at that age. You know, I don't think he could physically do it, but I don't know. John Glenn, man. Who else was born on this date? Richard Branson. Oh, hey, wow. Another good name. 1950. British music entrepreneur, the Virgin Group, born in London, England. He is also, you know, the at least the creator of Virgin Mobile, you know, Virgin Air, all this space stuff that's going on. Like, although he's taking kind of like a second back seat, you know, in comparison to all these other people, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. You know, they're really on the.
Well, they're the newcomers to the block.
Well, you know, like it was Branson here, and then Elon Musk came out with SpaceX, and then there was a question, you know, is Virgin, you know, and SpaceX, which one's going to go, you know, because they were.
Was he still active in his balloon flying and all that stuff? Going around
Branson?
the world in a balloon?
I'm not sure, maybe.
I'm not sure if he made it. I know he tried. I'm not sure
I think he did. Richard Branson balloon.
It probably took him a couple times.
Let's check this out. The ballooning exploits of Richard Branson. Did Richard Branson fly? 1991, Branson and Richard successfully crossed the Pacific Ocean in a hot air balloon, setting a distance record of 6,700 miles. Yeah, no, it just said the Pacific Ocean, not the world.
Okay, maybe he wasn't going around the world, just the ocean.
So, yeah.
I thought he had a couple failures, but who knows?
Well, apparently he had a near-death something here.
In a balloon, I
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here are just some of Richard Branson's near-death experiences ahead of his first spaceflight. Okay. Well, anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
From Richard Branson, we have Nick Faldo, born on this date in 1957. He is an English golfer. The U.S. Masters 1989, 1990, 1986. The British Open 1987, 90, and 92. Born in Welwyn Garden City of Hertfordshire.
Probably, yep.
Vin Diesel. Hey. 1967. Actual name is Mark Sinclair. He is a U.S. actor, The Fast and the Furious, born in Alameda County in California. Why can't I pronounce that? That's here. You know, Alameda County.
Alameda or there's a city of Alameda. I know that.
This is county.
I know. I'm not just
so maybe the city is in the county because there's a Riverside in Riverside.
No, but there's not a county.
There's an Orange in Orange.
Yeah, but there's not a Alameda County can't be here. It's got to be either Central or Northern California.
Well, where is Alameda County, California? Let me check this out. Actually, copy, paste, Alameda County, California. Oh yeah, it's just it's in San Francisco. It's right next to it. So Central.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh God, he was born in there. Oh, in 1980, Kristen Bell is a U.S. actress. Veronica Mars in Frozen, born in Huntington Woods, Michigan. 2 years later, 1982, we got Priyanka Chopra is an Indian actress, singer, and beauty queen. Was the Miss World in 2000. Born in Jamshedpur, India.
But she is here as an actress, is that it?
No, she's Indian.
Okay, Indian. Okay.
So she's in India. Yeah. Bollywood stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Canelo Alvarez, 1990, a Mexican boxer, multiple weight division world champion, born in Guadalajara, Mexico. Guadalajara. Moving on into deaths. Starting with Matthew Flinders, died on this date in 1814. He was an English explorer, navigator, and cartographer who was the first to circumnavigate Australia. He died of a kidney disease at the age of 40.
I wonder if he's alive today.
I don't think so.
No.
1817, in 1814, he'd be at least 200 years old.
There. Yeah, he'd be up there.
Yeah. 1817, Jane Austen was an English novelist, Pride and Prejudice. Ooh, that's a good book. Died at 41.
She had to disguise. Wasn't she the one that had to disguise her?
A lot of them did.
Female identity.
Well, I know that the author of Frankenstein did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she, Mary Shelley had to disguise herself as a male name in order to even get it looked at for published. You know, like unfortunately, the female name trash. Not even gonna give it a look. It's female, So, unfortunately,
I can't write. Come on.
She's a witch. But yeah, no, maybe the same thing with her. 1817.
Yeah, I don't know why that's ringing a bell, but it does.
You know what? Want me to look it up?
Yeah, it's up to you. Go if you want.
Jane Austen. All right. Let's see here. Did Jane Austen use a pen name? There we go. Austen did not have a male pen name per se, but she did publish all of her novels anonymously, with the front covers of her books simply saying "by a lady." Okay.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, that's
something different.
But she's still
saying it was by a female.
Okay, so that's amazing.
Here's the thing. All this feminism stuff has been pushed so hard. They've, as we've been seeing, all of this movements are trying to do. They're trying to rewrite history, get rid of history. We've already been through the first wave of that. They've influenced entire generation upon generation, thinking that feminists, that females weren't getting treated equally until more recent times, whereas in reality, all the way back, into the 1800s, even in 1700s, there was a lot of equality. Yes, they weren't allowed to vote, and there was still a lot of way to go, but it was not just like, oh, you're a woman, you're subservient, like it was back in, the caveman days. It hasn't, it's all, a convincing,
Well, no,
women have a lot.
I disagree with you.
The fact that she can.
There. But I'm impressed that you got to put it at least as a lady.
But that's what I'm saying. You're impressed because you don't realize that things were a lot more fair than we believe that they were. Because everything we know from that time is all written in a book. We don't know. We just know what we've been told.
Yeah.
Well, what have we been told? Is it truth?
You can
That's the thing.
Anything. We don't know.
That's what you're supposed to. Question everything.
I agree with that.
Anyway, moving on up into 1954, George Machine Gun Kelly, a U.S. gangster, died at 59. Oh yeah, we already talked about him before.
Yeah.
William Westmoreland died on this date in 2005. He was a U.S. general during the Vietnam War, died at 91.
Boy, he had a bad name.
Yeah, he did. Westmoreland, what a lame name. So, yeah.
General Westmoreland.
Mm-hmm. And that
he was hated.
Yeah, well, yeah. He looks like he can be hated.
Just like
Look
the
at
war
that.
was hated.
Yeah.
Because he represented it.
Mm-hmm. And that concludes the show. Once again, you can check the underbar, the description, for any links that you may find interesting. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
I am E. Cleaver.
And until you catch us tomorrow, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time. Until you catch us then, do not forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles, let's go Brandon.